And see all these happy people together. So we have to do something.
It's funny. Probably one of the best connections I've ever had with a girl ever. She didn't have Instagram. She had an Android. No social media.
She have Instagram on Android though.
True, but
I'll be more.
she was like a true granola. Like
there you go.
No social media, no nothing. We had to Google Meet. There was no FaceTime, and I was like, best connection I've had with someone. I was like, it's crazy. I still got Instagram now. Sorry. Maybe that's why it worked so well, because she didn't see all the. Why'd you like this picture? I didn't have to deal with any of that. Because you didn't have no Instagram.
Just like the whole like idea of like a rave girl, I probably don't think I'm super compatible with that, because like I'm just not gonna be fun. If you're like dragging me to like raves, like I'm just gonna be a shitty time. Let's just be, you know.
What if she goes without you?
That's cool, I don't care.
Oh, he doesn't go.
Yeah, like too many, like too much. Yeah.
Are you see what they wear there?
I'm gonna ask you to leave the stage.
You've got a long to-do list. Thankfully, you have DoorDash, and top-rated shoppers will deliver groceries right to your door as if you picked them all yourself. Put your groceries in good hands. Order all your groceries with DoorDash.
Wow, not that many, but.
I've never dated a girl.
Getting into some Borderlands 2.
No rave, but then you miss out on some of the bad Asians potentially. So I probably wouldn't have said that.
You gotta get him after the Delta rave era.
Yeah. So good point. Good for him. I'm not.
Then again, people be doing that to their 40, 50. So I don't know. Maybe he doesn't.
If I was in love with someone, I'll go to a rave or two. Have a good time.
If they look real good.
Right? Like it's like a concert, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you're going together.
If she likes that, it's like okay, I support it.
Yeah, I've never been with a rave girl, so.
Blonde. So I've never dated a blonde girl, so that's it.
So ladies, if you are a blonde girl.
So is he Xing them out on purpose, or do you just say he never?
The day for blondes. Light eyes or light hair, I'm gonna ask you to see yourself off.
Oh, dude, this isn't my.
I know that I will rock his world. I have been a brunette, a redhead, a pink, and I'm fun in all colors. Give me one chance, Nick.
Yeah, am I blonde?
Girl, you blonde.
If we're talking balayage, ombre, we're good.
He said, I've never been with a blonde girl, which means like, let's open your horizons. Let's try something new.
I totally understand again. I don't like blonde guys either.
Sorry for the blonde.
Damn. I would not do that.
I have this thing about people who use like too many like TikTok buzzwords like in person. Yap. Oh yeah, I don't like that so much. I mean, I don't hate it, but it's like the people who are really just like their whole personality is based on like TikTok. I don't know. It's like insane to me, but I get why. I just, you know.
So if any of you are big users of Yap and Slay, or TikTok in general, I'm gonna have you.
They all say slay.
See ya.
What girl doesn't use TikTok?
Yeah, right. They all lie.
At night. A lot for like work, just like throughout the week and stuff. So I don't know. I just kind of wanted to mention that just because I want someone who's like comfortable with that. So like you should probably know that I'm gonna be out on like a Tuesday.
What does he mean be out?
Like doing like doing spots, like doing like stand up.
Are you invited? Like, am I invited? Like, can I come to support?
Yeah, but like you're gonna do that all the time.
Why not? Ride or die.
Okay.
You support me, I support you.
Perfect.
She's trying to get picked. She's trying to get their time.
With any of you.
Your girl in the crowd when he's talking about girls' jokes? That'd be weird.
Looks like everyone's open to it. So, Nick, I'm gonna have you remove your blindfold.
See, that was a smarter. He did get a lot of options. No. Apart from the blonde thing.
Good.
Hi.
Okay.
I'm Nick. Hi, girls.
Hi.
Oh, thanks. Thank you.
So, anything he said you don't feel like you align with, whether that's your.
If he looks like Chris Hemsworth, then I look like Chris Brown.
I'm Nick Jonas.
Yeah, who's your celebrity look like?
Celebrity look like.
You come, surely you would compare it to someone at some point.
There's that one Japanese Mexican guy. Who's Rob's celebrity look like?
Chris Brown's a good one. Nick Jonas.
God damn it.
Humor, your personality, or if he just doesn't match your preferences and your ultimatums, then I'll have you see yourself off the stage.
Damn.
because he turned around. I guess like the TikTok thing came back into my head too because he was talking about like TikTok.
You saw his face.
I do that when there's another TikToker around. Like I won't like that's not like my default, but I was like, okay, so that and
No, it was the face.
that's not my usual type. I was
There you
like,
go.
okay, then like let me just.
You gotta throw the TikTok at the beginning. Nectar House.
Nectar House.
Love Island for YouTube.
I haven't played this game in forever.
Coca-Cola your way, any size, any flavor, free for a limited time, only at Sonic. Live free, eat Sonic.
Right, we gotta get Ryan on season 2.
Get me on this.
It's in LA.
That would be perfect, Loki.
So, we're gonna try to narrow this down pretty quickly. If everyone could just share their favorite fun fact about themselves. And then after 2 minutes, I'm gonna ask you to pick the 10 girls you're gonna.
Now he should go off looks at what he sees right now. Like,
Right?
start looking them out. I mean, that's what the girls got to do.
Right.
Yeah, can you just start? How about Island Nick 10?
Yeah.
Go up.
So let me do 5 off rip that I already know I'm not gonna really vibe with.
No more questions.
Off of
quick.
looks.
Before the next question, hold on, Nectar.
Yeah, you know, like Duck Duck Goose, where you were going around, you pat people on the head or
Like
whatever.
everybody close your eyes. How about that?
Yeah.
You don't gotta get
Heads up, 7 up. That would be good. You don't even know. Like,
You know,
put your thumb up.
no other girls will see. You just walk away silently.
I would like that. That'd be better.
you tap, or you either do their thumb or you tap them on the head, like, go ahead and log out for me. If you get tapped on the head, you get the fuck out.
They're gonna make a massive question.
Cause fun fact,
Yeah, fun facts.
do you look good? Do you smell good? I don't give a fuck about the facts.
See the fun facts later.
Yeah, I'll learn those on our date.
Let's do it. Fun facts.
So I guess fun fact about me is I'm a dental assistant, even though I really don't look like one.
Oh.
Fun fact is that I'm from Brazil, so I moved here. It's been 3 years now.
Yeah, wow.
Fun fact about me is that I was the only Christmas baby in my hospital the year I was born. 99 baby.
Do I have to say something?
Yeah, fact. You have to answer every single person.
I'm a golfer. I got a golf scholarship to college. So, you know, I'm really good with my hands. And balls.
How are you supposed to remember those facts?
Handling balls. Oh.
Yeah, next round.
I'm a golfer, so you and I are gonna have really fun, cute golf dates. And I'm really good at handling balls. Please use this clip. Thank you.
Fun fact about me is that I am an ordained minister.
Oh.
So if we don't work out, but you work out with a few other girls, I could officiate your wedding.
Oh, praise God. Praise God.
I like to play games.
This guy does not go.
People watch and guess if they're American or not, or where they're from, and I'm almost always wrong. So
What the fuck are you
that way
Yeah.
because people surprise you, and you'd be surprised how many Americans wear Birks out.
Fun fact about me, I'm a Polynesian dancer, so if you're worried about you going out at night, that's fine. I got practice anyway, I got my own life, and I have 2 birds.
Birds?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
My fun fact is that I was born in Spain, but I grew up in Indiana, so go Hoosiers.
Hey, that's more those girl, right? Would that be more your?
Oh yeah, Natalia. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go on the Nectar up. See what her. I gotta see what her dating readiness score is.
True.
Yeah. You know, like I'm not gonna.
That's a good point.
You gotta consider all sort of aspects.
And I just trust Nectar's judgment. You know.
Mm-hmm.
She filled it out.
Yeah.
Still don't really understand that.
Yeah.
That I was born in Spain, but I grew up.
She looks 8 and 18 at this time.
Wow.
God damn it, you're right.
I mean, some people have unique looks, you know. That's kind of her little fun.
Hell yeah. That's a blessing, right?
What's up? Let's go.
My fun fact is that I was born in Korea and I was adopted. So I grew up in Maryland.
Hi, I'm Michelle.
Michelle.
I was bit by a bird, so I'm scared of them.
What kind of bird? Oh, okay.
I don't know. I don't want to know.
My fun fact is that in high school I was on the varsity bowling team. It was a complete fluke. I kind of got tricked into joining. I made the all-conference team and went to the state championships, which was made no sense. I literally threw the ball backwards during one of the matches, so I just got lucky, I guess.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
My fun fact is that I can do this.
Oh. Oh, yeah.
Oh, you don't like that?
No, I mean, I don't know. It's super fun.
Can you tell us the 10 girls you're gonna keep?
Damn.
The golf woman?
You like the hands. The hands comment was good for you.
No, you know what it was? It was the cute one. I'm not a weirdo.
Sure.
I'm not, please, welcome. Hello. Okay. I like the bowler. I like the bowling. Oh, Brazil. Hello.
You've earned this, so hold it up high. This isn't just a restoration. It's a revival, because you know there's value in making space for your people. You are a fighter, and this is your reward. Medalla, the mark of a fighter.
See, now this is tricky because you look like a good guy to the audience if you kind of pick the ones that maybe you're not feeling that much. You know, like, if I don't pick any of the black girls, I'm gonna look like I don't like black girls. So you gotta do like kind of every race, and like, but you gotta pick the one that you actually do want.
Yep. And then if you only like Asian girls, it's like, hey, everybody that's white, get out of here.
But you gotta.
And you look mean. But people have their preferences.
Yeah, they do.
The girls want the tall guy with abs. I want the short Asian girl.
But if you're a guy on
you can't say
this,
that. You can't say that.
You can't say that. You can't be a guy and have preferences. Like that's not you're not allowed to. So
I want a short, athletic, super in shape Asian girl.
Yeah, you're not allowed to say something like that because somehow that's bad. So you have to, for the audience's sake, cap.
Dental assistant, you know what? They put a lot of pressure on you to go first. I would love to give you another chance. You know, yeah, because it was hard. No, it was hard. Okay. Weird thumb? Well, it's like unique. And also, what was yours? I don't remember.
Really? When I stood out?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Oh, there's too many facts to remember.
Oh, you did.
Yeah, you should decide right after they say their thing.
The donuts. Oh, you're the adopted, please. Listen, I don't have any facts. I don't remember. And then Indiana, I obviously have to keep Indiana. Oh, yeah.
Bro, this guy's not allowed to be picky. How is he picky?
Yeah, to be fair.
I made that super awkward for everyone. I made it so weird. What was my question that you were like, I want to stay? Because they were all self-eliminating, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. What was it about me that you were like, I want to stay?
The question that stood out the most is the phone eats first. I like to eat first. And then it's funnier to take a picture of the food that's demolished. And it's one of my biggest pet peeves of sitting or hanging out with people and they're just on their phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think it was a mixture of all of the things. Like, you're not too big on social media. Love, me neither. You have a life outside of work and girlfriend, you know, so you have things going for you, which is great. Also, you're very open. You weren't picking people off, you can't be this, can't be that, you know. Your questions seem very genuine, so I liked that a lot.
I'm just super attracted to this nonchalant kind of I don't give a personality, and he's just I'm chill, you know. And I'm wow, I'm really attracted to that. It really turns me on. Really interested in you.
I guarantee she got
her libido through the roof right now.
Is she using this to plug her thing?
Yeah, right? What is the nuts?
Science, sense, and authenticity. I'm good with balls. I'm good with.
Yeah, look at the camera. Don't want that. Don't want that.
The question specifically is the food thing, because you love to eat. I feel like I am very blessed, and I get invited to a lot of restaurants to eat for free. We can eat for free together if you're interested. I should stop singing though, because it does not like that, so.
I guess for me it's because of the TikTok language thing, because I kind of have a hard time following with all the TikTok expressions nowadays. So I feel like from that, I got that you might, I don't know how I got to that conclusion, but you're willing to go into deep conversations. So I was like, okay, that's nice.
I think for me it was more you like your space, you have a girlfriend, but it's not your
Centipede tattoo.
I'm kind of the same way. I don't need to boast, you know what I mean? I'm just very
I like that.
awkward, kind of
Centipede.
yeah, like that.
So you got a hairy arm.
Oh, you're a comedian, but you didn't really say any jokes yet. However,
In the great green room, there was a telephone, and a red balloon, and a little toy house, and a young mouse. Good night, room. Good night.
I'm waiting to hear it. I'm ready, and I stayed because I want to see what you got.
You couldn't tell I was funny?
Awkward. This is really weird.
I don't even know what the fuck is going on in this video at that point.
Shouldn't you have social media presence if you're
He was like almost
nothing fun.
Hater. For me, I stayed because just your vibe. You have all these lists to go off of, but then it's like if you connect with the person or not, you throw the list in trash. You are awkward, but I like that because you make me laugh
like the
and you
meta-ness
make
of
everyone
this
here
stream
laugh.
though, because
You're a good
it's
time,
like
and I really like men with colored
it's
eyes.
just a lot.
And
It's
the first
good.
thing I looked at you were your blue eyes. Yeah, and you're tall. I like someone who's tall. You know, I would feel safe in your presence. Hopefully, if you're not making me laugh, you know.
Perfect. Yeah.
Hey, I think that it's really cool when somebody continues the thing that they're passionate about, and in order to start doing stand-up and then continue and get to the point where you could like quit your day job, it shows that you're really, really passionate about something, and also that I'm sure there's been setbacks, and that did not stop you from pursuing the thing that you really love to do. Seems to kind of like be very chilly as
Like Noah said, like why wouldn't you be on social media if you're passionate about being a comedian? That's what you gotta do. No,
You can't really blow up
That's giving
underground.
San Francisco fashion, which means no fashion.
That's
I
right.
need somebody who has style.
I know she didn't just say that.
You know, with the fits.
What'd you say? He has fashion?
She needs a guy with fashion.
I've been trying to be like super like nice and not too harsh on these. I was looking at her outfit. In my head, I said, "What the f is that?"
You don't like the tight up top, baggy down below.
I chose to repress that, me saying that. And then she just talking about, if you don't know fashion, come on, dude.
You don't like the wedges,
The stompers? What are those?
what are those?
What in the heck are
They're like platform high tops.
They're funky.
It's just like, and
She
again,
didn't say what type of fashion.
there's a reason I don't claim to be the second coming of Virgil Abloh is because I don't think that I am. You can't be talking about fashion wearing that bullshit.
Come on, LA.
She wearing the what the f are those?
Giving San Francisco fashion, which means no fashion. I need somebody who has style. I need somebody who can put together an outfit. But I did like that he was tall.
Because you can't?
It's a bold statement and maybe.
Yeah, to help her, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Make me laugh, or I'm not attracted.
That would make sense.
I think you're pretty funny. So sorry. And I think you're physically attractive.
Sick. Let's go.
Well, you said Indiana, and I was like,
It's Friday.
it's a really big one. I like banter. I'm also like a freelancer, self-employed in a creative field, so I know that energy, but I feel like you seem very grounded in it. Like you still seem like a very normal human being, not like a crazy creative.
Okay, so I'm gonna
Okay, she seems chill.
name the 5
I keep her.
you're gonna keep.
I'm
Gotta get down Friday.
keep.
To the weekend.
Friday. Down on Friday.
And 10
a.m. waking up in the morning, gotta be fresh, gotta go downstairs, gotta get hot cereal. You know what it is.
That was like Carly, I think. I don't know that.
Or something like that.
I'm surprised you remembered that.
Right? I just came out of nowhere.
That was viral though.
She was like the first person to do it.
That shit was viral.
Yeah, she
made it up on the news.
Rebecca Black.
How does it feel that everybody thinks you suck? You literally had to answer that as like a 13-year-old girl. Well, I don't think it. My mom bought me a music video and a writer. I just thought I was having fun.
Like, and nowadays when I hear, oh, so and so is getting attacked on social media or so and so, I'm like, who the what do they do?
But that made like national headlines back then.
Back then, there were only a handful of celebrities. Fred, Rebecca Black, motherfucking Ryan Higa. So like when she was getting hate, everybody was actually hating her.
When she was just a pioneer.
Literally. She was a pioneer for
a lot of people.
I mean, just putting yourself out there. You know, people make trash stuff and we just kind of laugh at it. People were sending threats to her.
Like her lore is crazy.
And then she ended up making a song called Saturday years later, I'm pretty sure.
Stop, really?
Yeah.
Damn, I gotta.
We can watch Rebecca.
Yeah, she's just she. She should hit every day, right?
You might
make
have
a Monday song,
yeah,
Tuesday.
She should lean into all that right then and there. But then again, imagine being a 13-year-old seeing hate comments for the first time. That was the probably most traumatizing thing ever.
Yeah.
And on that level.
Yeah, and your parents paid for something that you're just a teenager having fun.
And a lot of people in the whole nation, or the world for that matter, was cooking her. Now, was there Instagram then?
Probably barely, maybe. I don't know.
Dang, did Instagram even come out? That was like 2000.
That was more of just like a viral YouTube thing.
Yeah.
But like it was actually viral.
I feel like random shit would blow up like that. Remember that Shoes song? Shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that?
Well, I don't remember that.
There's a lot of random, just like viral clips.
Yeah,
that would actually go
the
be
Muffin
viral.
video too.
The Muffin video, the annoying orange guy.
Yeah.
Charlie the Unicorn shit.
Yeah, man. Good times.
Anyways, Nectar. One guy was 55.
He gonna pick the Asian
Dying to know why
or the Hispanic.
Because they just like it feels like they're all the same version of the same thing.
Is your ex from Brentwood?
No, I don't know. I don't have an ex from LA.
From where?
The Shoes?
I
Wait,
guess
also,
not.
why'd you get into stand-up? Because you left your first job and you moved to stand-up, right?
Yeah, I mean, I was, I don't know. I feel like if you have if you do something creative, like you can't just do that. So like I was just doing this job that I was doing, just ultimately being like, I'm just doing it as a job. And I came here to act, and then that sucked. I just didn't make it. So at some point I started doing like sketch and improv and stuff, and then stand up, and then that just became the thing.
It's 10 p.m. on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
And you're like in bed or like you're getting ready for
I'm
bed.
never at home on 10 p.m. at Tuesday.
Okay, but pretend. It's 10 p.m. I call you and I'm like, yo, I just got invited to this like lit party.
Decline.
Are you gonna call or are you gonna stay in bed?
I mean, depends on.
You've brushed your teeth, but you're awake.
Oh.
Depends on how the party is, like what the deal is. Because if it's like some person's like garage in Echo Park, probably not. But it's like, if you're like, oh, it's really fun and cool, like I'll probably go.
Okay.
I need to know your deepest, darkest issues of life that really made you into who you are and made you help pick comedy. So tell me, did your mother breastfeed you or fed you formula?
Till I was like 17, yeah. No, I don't know. Like, I mean.
Getting into like Freud style.
Kind of like understanding your psychology, how you view women, like what's up.
I have a great relationship with my mother, and I love her very much. Yeah.
But you didn't answer. Was it breastfeeding or formula?
Dude, I don't remember. I've never asked. Honestly, it never came up.
Would you ever call another man boss? And if so, what would prompt you to do so?
Just like we're hanging out. If he did something cool.
Okay, so it's like.
Or I'm just saying hi. So off.
Okay. Do you do it often?
I mean, I would do that. I have no problem with doing that.
But is it like an honor?
I like Hoss.
Like what?
Hoss, H-O-S-S, as opposed to boss. You not heard that?
No.
So Hoss.
But you hate TikTok language?
Yeah.
That's not a tick. That's just what guys.
What is
do.
Hoss? Would you ever get a manicure?
I bite my nails.
So
yes.
Man, if you don't pick someone.
I will choose Jane, the golf. Our wonderful.
I hope you're right.
You got it.
2 nails together.
Perfect. I kind of like that she just took the alternate approach to legit every other person. They were all being very like genuine and honest, and she just let it rip, which was, I like that.
I'm super excited. I'm violently single, and I'm ready to mingle with you. No eye contact though, but it's okay.
Oh, sorry.
He's so awkward, but I kind of like it, I feel like I eat off that energy of like very like scared, awkward, kind of like nonchalant, like I was talking about. It's a match made in heaven.
Yeah. Have you dated an Asian girl before?
Yeah.
Oh my God, tell me. Tell the viewers.
I've dated an Asian girl before.
Oh, no.
Talk to me what a first date would look like for you guys.
I think the best.
They are not talking now.
With that, I mean, I typically would want us to do more than just drink on our first date, but the thing with golf is that you can get plastered drunk with me on the golf course.
You want a first date to be 18 holes?
No, deny.
They're not finding. That was. These must have potential. I don't know.
I feel like they gotta do better with the casting for The Bachelor.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna bring out 50 girls, you gotta bring out a prime guy.
Yeah. That's excited to be there.
If uncertainty was a person,
yeah, that was him.
Genuinely might have been the hardest watch.
No, really, it was the guy's fault though.
Well, as a viewer, you can feel it through the camera.
And you're a comedian, like bro, this could have been a good opportunity for people to go to your show and this.
Yeah.
You're being weird.
Yeah. Do you think he gained any new fans from this?
He just said nothing funny. He could have had jokes at least.
10 out of 10 friends say you have to go to that new place, which you have 0 time for. Fortunately, DoorDash knows all your neighborhood hotspots. Shake up your dinner routine. Order with DoorDash.
Everyone's gearing up for the holidays. The best friend. And the first timer. the neighborhood hero, and the out-of-towners. And it all comes together in a Chevrolet.
It's Chevy Red Tag. Now well-qualified buyers can get 0% financing on all 2026 Equinox models.
He's prepared, unless his stand-up is that, if that's how he actually does a stand-up.
He said there's no way this guy was a comedian. Yeah, because even girls did give him a few setups where he could have said something punny or funny or whatever.
And just let it fall flat.
And it just turned into this awkward, which is...
What is the most widely hated website on the internet? Nowadays, I couldn't tell you, but in late 2005, few were as despised as ebaumsworld.com. On November 4th at 8:17 a.m., a Something Awful forums member started a thread titled, "Why You Should Put Watermarks on Your Photoshops." In it, they linked a page on eBaum's World containing 4 graphic photoshops of children's book covers. They were each watermarked with the phrase, "This image is hosted on ebaumsworld.com." But of the images, one stood out from the rest. Mommy? I think I'm pooping out my intestines. It had a second watermark, the Something Awful grenade. The thread's OP shared this image, or at least I think they did. Thanks, Photo Bucket. They then wrote, "Were all of these pictures taken from our forums, or just that one?" Turns out, it was the former. They were all from a weekly event Something Awful ran called Photoshop Friday, where users submitted Photoshops based on a specified theme. On January 17th, 2002, the theme was children's books. In the replies, someone groans. A thread about eBaum's World stealing content? Is it that time of the week again? eBaum's World is a humor site owned by the titular Eric Bauman, hosting hilarious content such as, what if celebrities were fat? Their official stance on stealing went something like, "Look man, if we want something on our site, we always ask for permission. If a user submits something to us, our staff will scour the web just to make sure it wasn't stolen. And if we miss something, just prove you're the original creator and we'll take it down lickety-split." But people's actual experience with the site was often much different. Internet artists commonly testified that their content had been reposted without permission, watermarked on a page stuffed with ads, and that any attempts at contacting them to get it taken down were either fruitless or only succeeded after many, many emails. An example being Weeble, creator of this thing you've definitely seen before. Perhaps on eBaum's World because it was stolen, along with 3 other animations of his. Weeble was later quoted as saying, "Nothing on the planet would get me to work with Eric Bauman unless it involved saving a burning child from an AIDS-filled orphanage."
The thing about long-term relationships is sometimes you need to spice things up. Look at that. Crispy chicken from Taco Bell, a brand new classic. You're welcome.
Back to the Future's experience was somehow even worse. He created the animation Sh55. After finding his work on eBaum's World, he emailed them demanding it be taken down and to be compensated for the revenue they made off it. It was ignored, so he reposted it to the eBaum's World forums. Ahmad snarkily replied that he should, quote, "mail Eric a photocopy of his copyright registration form." After people pointed out that copyright is automatic in the US, the mod replied to one of them saying, "Well, in that case, the maker can send a picture of his typing in the code to make the file to eBaum, and I'm sure he'll get right on it. BTW, you're banned for no real reason." The thread was deleted shortly after. I unfortunately wasn't able to definitively prove that this poster is Back to the Future, though I personally think it's likely. But the funniest thing eBaum has stolen is Super Monkey Ball Mini. By Sega. I wonder why they had to take that one down. In mature fashion, they replaced it with an image calling everyone who clicked on the page a homo. Suffice to say, Something Awful users, known as goons, weren't big fans of Eric. In fact, many of them had already reported their own content being stolen. They immediately began devising ways to get back at him. Some suggested image leeching to waste his bandwidth, others to make racist propaganda with the eBaum's World watermark on it. Behind the scenes, Something Awful's owner, Lotax, had taken notice. According to him, around this time, someone went to the eBaum's World forums explaining that the photoshops were stolen. In response, the thread was deleted, and they were banned. Lotax emailed eBaum's World demanding they take down the images, but he didn't receive a quick enough response for his liking. Unwilling to escalate things legally, he turned to a more crude solution. At 11:17 a.m., 3 hours after the initial thread, Lotax started a new one. Quote, eBaum's World has once again ripped off the content you guys created and claimed it as his own. Maybe you guys can help out by registering an account on their forums and asking several hundred times to stop stealing our content. That's right, it's Forum Invasion Friday. Forum Invasion Friday will end once Mr. Bauman removes the shit he stole from you guys. Unbeknownst to anyone at the time, Lotax had just set off a chain of events that, over the next few months, would develop into a situation so drama-ridden that internet denizens began referring to it as World Wide Web War I. But despite its grandiose title, nowadays little is known about this incursion, nor the events preceding it. Parts of the war transpired in private forums and AIM chats, and the body of public evidence that once existed has been ravaged by link rot. Some of the story can only be puzzled together through dubious testimony stored on a now-deleted website. It would take a truly insane person to even attempt to create a coherent timeline of events for this. So, hi. I'm Crunchy Bagel, and I talk about weird things on the internet. This is the story of World Wide Web War I. But first, a word from today's sponsor, boot.dev.
Dear God, there's a snake on this plane.
Quick, does anybody here know Python?
I do. Stand back.
You saved us.
Will you marry me?
This could be you. If you used boot.dev. Learn not just Python, but SQL, JavaScript, TypeScript, and more. Not only that, but boot.dev uses a gamified fantasy setting where you earn XP, complete quests, and fight bosses. So you'll be able to focus on it even if every neuron in your brain has been fried from scrolling TikTok like it's your full-time job. Even better, it's free to watch and read every course, with only the interactive elements being paywalled. So what are you waiting for? Scan this QR code or use code CrunchyBagels to get 25% off your entire first year on the annual plan, with a 30-day no questions asked money back guarantee. Come on, do it. No balls. As soon as Lotax posted the thread, goons began registering for the eBaum's World forums en masse with names such as eBaum sucks balls, and eBaum licks dick, and eBaum equals
nice guy.
Unfortunately, nobody thought to throw the page on archive.org mid-raid, so our understanding of what exactly took place comes from updates and screenshots posted to Something Awful, such as this: comments about eBaum's World.
Did you love it? Did you hate it? What would you rate it?
I hear eBaum is gay. 13 minutes into the raid, goons began reporting that the eBaum's World forums were lagging under the weight of their trolling. Time to shitpost even harder. So many people flooded the forums that they reached their highest ever user count. They disabled registration, but this did little to salvage the situation. The forums began spitting out cannot find server errors left and right. It seems they were going up and down intermittently, but even when people could get in, the page was grindingly slow. Eventually, eBaum's World would even have to restrict new posts to once every 30 seconds. Less than half an hour in, the eBaum's World forums had been brought to their knees, so the goons asked themselves, what next? Some of the lucky ones who registered before it was disabled made their login details public so others could spam with their account. But with how difficult it was to even load the forums, this was a dubious option. Someone else posted a link to their chat box, which was subsequently also invaded. But it was easy to take down the forums, trivial to fill up a chat box. The main site was a different beast entirely. It could handle a lot more traffic than those piddly little forums. And worse yet, there was nowhere to call Eric gay. People pointed out that if they upload large files to eBaum's submissions page, they can eat up his bandwidth. One goon attempted to upload the entirety of Civ 4, but unfortunately it wouldn't take exe files. Another user got around this by renaming the file extension, then uploaded the entire World of Warcraft 1.80 patch. But if you were willing to get your hands dirty, there was another way to hit eBaum's world. A denial of service attack is an attempt to disrupt the normal operation of a website by flooding it with traffic. Do it with multiple systems and it becomes distributed, or a DDoS. A successful DDoS could actually take down the eBaum's World main site, at least for a time. So, how do you DDoS? The answer is actual programming knowledge. But for those who lack that, even the common man has a DOS tool, Windows Command Prompt. Nowadays, yeah, this won't do anything, but in 2005, when bandwidth was generally much lower, a forum's user base spam pinging a small website could genuinely cause some damage. But eBaum's World is no small website. Would something as simple as Windows Command Prompt really be able to take it down? Some goons wanted to try their luck. One problem, DDoSing is illegal, and Lowtax wasn't about to let people openly commit a crime on his forum. Well, guess DDoS is off the table. Suddenly, some users in the thread turned over a new leaf. Actually, this eBaum's World site isn't half bad. I think we should archive the entire site's contents for future generations. Does anybody else have a wget command to archive this beautiful website with? Some people did. So, what does this wget command do? Well, it downloads everything on ebaumsworld.com. I mean, it's an archival script. What do you expect? Oh wait, there's more. It then deletes the files it just archived, and parses every link on the page, downloads and deletes those pages over and over again in an attempt to run up as much bandwidth as possible. Wait, this is just spam ping with extra steps. No, you don't understand. It's archiving. Look, there's no time to figure out why the downloads keep getting deleted. Just keep on wgetting so we can get that W over eBaum. It is worth noting that many people in the thread did genuinely think wgetting to run up his bandwidth was legal, which, look, I'm no lawyer, but I'd be surprised if that's true. Shockingly, even though Lowtax was still active in the thread, he didn't ban wget. In fact, he didn't say anything about it. Soon, it seemed like almost everyone in the thread was archiving eBaum's entire website. In fact, and you're not gonna believe this, but one of the creators of the Peanut Butter Jelly Time video, Comrade Flynn, joined in. I'm not joking. I wasn't going to do anything until I noticed his icon is the dancing banana I copyrighted years ago. That's true, by the way. Now you'll feel the sad, weak rage of my wget. It was clear things were wgetting out of hand. Yet despite this, the eBaum's main site was no worse for wear. Lowtax's previous silence on the matter was broken with, "I never told anybody to use wget or archive his site. I don't know if downloading his files is illegal or not. If it's illegal, people shouldn't do it." Around this time, Eric Bauman, or his staff, complained to both their internet service provider and Something Awful's about the raid. At 1:08 p.m., the Something Awful site admin, Radium, started a new thread explaining this, writing, "We don't want to cause any problems for our ISP, so we want to make it clear that we are not asking you to actually attack these people in any way. We are not telling you to do anything illegal, so don't." Around the same time, Radium edited Lowtax's inciting post to include a similar warning, then posted in the thread, "We are not asking you to spam, DDoS, piss on, or otherwise attack eBaum. Please don't. You just make things worse." Many users either stop wgetting or continue their activities in private. However, around the same time as this message, some goons begin to notice oddities on Something Awful. Is anyone else having problems with this forum, especially with loading images? I think the Something Awful images server is being hammered back. CSS is sometimes not loading, /slowly loading, and not all images appear. The forums begin running slowly. Soon, Something Awful is struck with a server is busy error. Many goons are kicked off the page. They quickly come back online, and for a second things seem like they're stabilizing, but almost immediately, they were plunged back under again. Posts in the thread come to a screeching halt, going from multiple messages being posted every minute to a single post every few minutes. The Something Awful forums were buckling under the weight of an unknowable force. It chugged and limped onward for as long as it could, until the machine collapsed.
Hey there! The year end is almost here, and your competitors are falling asleep. The holidays are one of the biggest social media seasons of the year. People are on their phones non-stop. Scrolling on the couch, killing time between family stuff, relaxing after long days. This is your chance to show up while everyone else goes quiet. Use this time to refresh your website, update your Google business profile, but more importantly, stay active on social. Post consistently, share quick moments, keep your brand in the feed. Even a short remarketing ad keeps you in front of people. You don't need a huge campaign. Small, steady steps now create real momentum for the new year. Stay visible, stay active, and walk into January already ahead. Thank you for watching Blender News. Be sure to head on over to inboundblend.com for more information about how you can be ready to start 2026 with a bang while your competitors are still waking up.
Escape your sad lunch life, milady, with the new Jimmy John's Toasted Pizza Sandwich.
Are we back? It didn't take long for the forums to come back online. Nobody knew what had happened, except Radium. In his thread, he wrote, "They are now attacking us. I'm trying to compensate for it." Most of the Something Awful forums were closed from public viewing. Radium set up a new forum's front page to, quote, "keep DDoS attacks at bay." 10 minutes later, Lotax officially bans using any bandwidth leeching scripts against eBaum's world. Despite this and other warnings, people keep posting DDoS instructions. At 2:51 p.m., Lotax writes, "Okay, never mind. Nobody is f***ing listening to me, and I'm tired of repeating myself." He then closes the thread. Amidst all this, shortly before the thread met its end, someone posted a now unavailable screenshot from the eBaum's World chat box. Someone claiming to be Eric himself is quoted as writing, "Dear Richard, strong-arm tactics don't work in negotiations. Love, Eric." Without the full screenshot, it's unclear if this is the real Eric, though Lotax responds to it in the thread as if it really is him. 2 hours later, Radium made a new thread recapping the situation. He downplayed the extent of what Something Awful did to eBaum's world, making the raid sound like respectable complaining rather than the spamming and brigading it really was. He also makes no mention of wget, but then he revealed something new. eBaum puts malicious JavaScript on their site to attack us. He then posted this code for everyone to see. Whenever a user opened a page on eBaum's world, it would send an HTTP GET request to 3 separate pages on Something Awful. In other words, if one user opened a page on eBaum's world, 3 requests would be sent to Something Awful's servers. If 50,000 users opened a page on eBaum's world, you could expect Something Awful's forums to be a little bit busy. Radium finished off by writing, "Using your visitors to DDoS another site after ripping off said site's content is pretty much the lowest of the low. I could never see myself posting malicious code on my employer's website, exploiting our own visitors, and still have the balls to cash my paycheck." In the aftermath, Lotax and Radium informed Eric's ISP about this JavaScript. Apparently, they didn't care. To many goons, this officially crossed the line. While the goons wgetting barely scratched eBaum's world, when the attack inverted, Something Awful was the first to fold. And with Lotax still unwilling to take legal action, there was nothing the goons could do but stew in their anger. Imagine, if you will, a snowball rolling down a hill. At first it's small, mundane, and harmless, but as it collects more snow, it begins to grow. Slowly at first, but soon it's big enough that the ground quivers beneath it. It fractures into more snowballs, each growing in turn, which then also splinter, causing a chain reaction. And before you know it, there's an avalanche. Mammoth and unmitigable, burying all in its wake. Though nobody knew it yet, the snowball was already gaining momentum, and it certainly wasn't getting any smaller when an eBaum's World staff member entered the thread. His name was MG Unit. At 10:49 p.m. he wrote, "The images were removed. No one knew they were from Something Awful, and I'm sure E would have removed them as soon as he got the email had we not been invaded." Longtime goons will remember about a year ago when the same thing happened. eBaum's World forums were invaded, and offending images were removed since we have not knowingly posted images that originated on these forums. Everything got insanely out of hand, both sides acted rashly, and it all could have been avoided. In the end, it just goes to show you that the internet is in fact serious business. MG Unit then answered questions. When asked about eBaum's World DDoSing them, he wrote, "I don't know anything about DDoS in the site code as I didn't see any of it for myself, but if it was done, it was wrong." When asked how they missed the Something Awful watermark in one of the images, he claimed that while he wasn't in the content review process for the image, the person who was probably wasn't very internet savvy. But despite his explanations, the goons were furious at him. He apologized multiple times, claimed he read Something Awful religiously, and that it was all an honest mistake. But this didn't seem to help. Worse yet, many goons already hated MG Unit because of a situation that had occurred earlier that year. In fact, you already know who MG Unit is. Remember the whole 55 Back to the Future situation from the intro? The mod who snarkily replied to him and deleted his post was none other than MG Unit. On January 14th of that year, someone claiming to be Back to the Future's friend had posted about the situation on none other than Something Awful. This was many goons' introduction to MG Unit. After receiving enough flack, the man of the hour had appeared in the thread to explain himself, claiming he deleted the post because, quote, "We just don't feel that the forums are the best place for that." Going back to the current thread, someone brought up this old incident. In response, MG Unit gave an entirely new, previously unmentioned explanation for why he deleted it. The person in question shared IPs with a known spammer. When goons didn't accept his explanation, he finally seemed to lose patience. What is retarded is when someone comes in here and tries to work towards getting what you say you want, a lot of people decide they've got nothing better to do than be assholes. Good night. With
I have active psoriatic arthritis, but with Skyrizi to treat my skin and joints, I'm ready for this moment. Along with clearer skin, Skyrizi helps me move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue, and it's just
within 15 minutes of this post, MG Unit took to the eBaum's World forums to give them an explanation of the raid. The post itself isn't archived, but luckily a goon copy and pasted the entirety of it to Something Awful. A few images that were made by Something Awful forum members were in last night's update. Instead of giving 24 or 12 hours time for his email to be read, Lotax told all his members to come over here and spam the joint up. Not people asking to be heard, but pure spam. Lotax can deny it all he wants, but what he sponsored was a DDoS attack. If that wasn't what he wanted, he would have called off his mindless followers once he realized he was causing the forums to be unusable. Only after his ISP was called did he try to put an end to this. After hours of our forums being attacked, his forums died out. I don't know what happened, but I definitely think that whoever/whatever was behind it was only giving them what they deserved. Now they cry foul that whoever took their forums down is a coward/homo. How can they say this without being struck down by the hypocrisy gods? In the end, if he had given E time to read over his emails, the images would have in all likelihood been removed. Instead, he tried a strong-arm tactic that they regularly do on forums/blogs/guestbooks smaller than them. Well, for once, it backfired. MG Unit apparently deleted this write-up within 15 minutes of it being posted on Something Awful, but it was too late. Among goons, MG Unit's name was now forever tarnished. After realizing the infringing images had been deleted, Lotax closed the thread, and for the time being, it seemed like the drama had subsided. Except, in Radium's final thread, a goon had suggested that someone should make a cartoon explaining their skirmish with eBaum's World. And it just so happens that a certain 14-year-old budding Flash animator saw this message. This is Alt F4. On November 6th at 8:31 p.m., the flash ebaumsworld.com was uploaded to Newgrounds. 3 minutes later, Alt-F4 started a Something Awful thread about it. He had asked another goon named Trapezoid to create the song for him, which was apparently done in less than 24 hours. Alt-F4 animated it on a similarly tight schedule. The song and animation told the story of Eric Bauman traveling across the internet, stealing from every website under the sun, before Lotax punched him in the face and banged his mom, ending off with a black screen explaining how Something Awful was DDoSed. Wait, Trapezoid? Where do I recognize that name? Neil Cicierega? You know, that guy who's known the world round for creating the masterpiece of a song that is Birdfucker. He also did all those other things, but like, they're not as good. Also, yes, Mr. Suedo Zen himself doesn't know how to pronounce Bauman. A throng of goons gathered round to applaud their work, including Lotax himself. Their support propelled it to the #1 rated video on Newgrounds, though this obviously didn't last. On November 8th, it was front-paged on Newgrounds, with the site's owner remarking, "I don't think I've ever gotten more front-page requests in my life." It apparently received 124,000 views in less than 4 days. Following its release, Alt-F4 would continually update the animation, ironing out visual kinks left over from its rushed production. Nowadays, it's actually pretty difficult to find the original version of the animation. Thankfully, it was common practice in the thread for goons to mirror the animation on their own sites. Archives of these mirrors are, as far as I can tell, the only place where you can find the original iteration of it today. But there was one mirror among the bunch that would become far more relevant than the others. At 9:26 p.m. on November 6th, a goon named Legal Condom hosted the ebaumsworld.com flash on ebaumsworldsucks.com. Alt-F4 immediately edited the URL into his original post, writing, "Thanks to a very generous person." The next day, Something Awful gave eBaum's World Sucks Awful Link of the Day, which, despite the title, is a compliment. Soon, people even reported the site popping up when they searched eBaum-related terms on Google. This animation was quickly going viral.
Deeply powered by AI, Filmora 15 understands your intent, dissolving the space between thought and action.
It's impossible for me to overstate how important this flash is to the story. See, prior to its release, proof of eBaum's World's theft was hard to come by. Even if someone knew a specific example of something Eric stole, they probably didn't have the links handy to elevate it beyond testimony. With his new booming website, Legal Condom attempted to remedy this. By 2:11 p.m. on November 10th, 2 new pages had been added to ebaumsworldsucks.com, titled Proof 1 and Proof 2. The first contained Back to the Futures thread, while the second was a list of Something Awful posts where goons recounted how Eric had stolen from them. But far more effective than these pages was the animation it mirrored. Even if the flash itself didn't contain proof, the song was catchy, the animation funny, and even without evidence, the legitimately gripping narrative it told in ballad-style lyrics made for effective propaganda. All of this on a memorable URL. This was better than proof. It was lightning in a bottle, and I think Eric realized it too. In the same post where Legal Condom announced that Proof 2 had been added, he also revealed, quote, "Eric has already contacted me about the site and there are no legal grounds for him to get us shut down. Eric knew about their site, and seemingly wanted it gone." However, Legal Condom was unwilling to post their chat log, citing fear of legal trouble for posting a private conversation. With a flash and 2 pages of evidence against Eric, eBaum's World Sucks had positioned itself as the premier anti-eBaum site. Because of this, one goon suggested Legal Condom add, quote, "some screenshots of Azurtech's posts to the list of proofs." Wait, who is Azurtech? Well, in the thread Back to the Future's friend made, a user named Azurtech had claimed to work as a programmer for eBaum's World. He prattled on about how much money Eric made, talked highly of him, and in general acted dismissive towards the goon's anger. But what made Azurtech truly infamous came near the end of his first post in the thread. Oh yeah, also, doing little code tricks in your Flash doesn't work. If he wants something on his site, he'll have someone decompile it and fix it so he can use it on his site. Goons accused Azurtech of bragging about scrubbing creators' watermarks, even though he had only ever claimed that it happened, not that he was the one who personally did it. Shortly after, Azurtech was perma-banned from Something Awful. But Legal Condom didn't seem as convinced, responding, "What was so damning about those posts? How is that proof? It's not, and no, I will not put that up." Over the next couple months, the drama with E-Baum's world would slow down. Ulta4 and Trapezoid would go on to work on their next Flash project together. They actually decided to reference the E-Baum's world Flash with a little Easter egg. Oops. Turns out they put their E-Baum's world Easter egg in, you know, one of the biggest Flash animations on the entire internet. For all intents and purposes, the snowball had come to a stop. But it was still there, and with the release of the E-Baum's world Flash, the internet climate contains the perfect conditions for an avalanche. All the snowball needed was one little push. Hey, now that I think about it, World Wide Web War 1 also goes by another name, YTMND Day.
You're the man now, dog. You're the man now, dog. You're the man now, dog. You're the man now.
On ytmnd.com, users create pages, called sites, using 3 elements: an image, or GIF, text, and soundbite. But what defines YTMND is its fads. Basically, YTMND memes. John Picard, MySpace suicide, lol internet, doesn't change facial expressions. People made site after site riffing on the same joke. One entry for that last fad was titled, Lindsay Lohan doesn't change facial expressions, found on lohanfacial.ytmnd.com and released by Splice VW on October 25th, 2005. It's an image compilation where, surprise, surprise, she does indeed not change facial expressions. People generally liked the site, including Eric. At 5:14 a.m. on January 6th, a user named KC Cool documented the theft on the site. E-Baum doesn't change by stealing our facial expressions. As you've probably come to expect by now, the YTMNDers weren't happy campers. Hating E-Baum's world quickly became a fad, with sites often pairing it with other fads and common sound bites. But among these, one trend stood out. Many YTMNDs were paired with elements from the ebaumsworld.com Flash. More prevalent than the song was Ulta4's character design for Eric Bauman. Pictures of Eric are hard to come by, so YTMNDs about him defaulted to using Ulta4's drawing. All across YTMND, people were linking E-Baum's world sucks in comments, sharing the Flash and getting the message out. By sheer circumstance, the E-Baum's world Flash was becoming the face of YTMND's anger. In the middle of all this was Lohan Facial's creator, Splice VW. At 1:52 a.m. on January 7th, they wrote under KC Cool's site, I makey the thing he stole. And I tell you, while I don't own those images, I worked a long time to get those damn images lined up straight and adjust lighting and such. That sucker did nothing! I hate you, E-Baum! About a half hour later, he emailed E-Baum's world, and at some point he even took to their forums regarding the theft, though he was apparently met with mockery and disbelief. Amidst all this, he wrote, okay guys, what can we do to get back at him? At 2:37 p.m., the E-Baum's World Wikipedia page added a section on YTMND. Wikipedia had long become a hub for anti-E-Baum's evidence, with more written about their controversies than the actual site. The end of this newly added section reads, the lack of a forums at present on YTMND is perhaps the only thing preventing a huge-scale raid on E-Baum's World's forums, although that may very well be round the corner. At roughly 7 p.m., YTMND user Rambunctious Pie made a site under the URL ebaumraid.ytmnd featuring a screen cap of this section. They declared, start making accounts at E-Baum's World and let any something awful people know as well if you can. We're going there 12 p.m. EST. That's 4 hours from now. Nobody rips YTMND off and gets away with it. Who's with me? The snowball was once again in motion. Alright, I know it's satisfying for the raid to begin at midnight, but that's not my time zone, so you. It started at 11. At 7:26 p.m., someone updated Wikipedia to say, "That's right, check eBaum Raid for details." This prompted an edit war where new edits talking about eBaum Raid were quickly deleted before being reinstated or altered. The YTM&D forums were offline at the time due to a server malfunction. In their place, users communicated through sites and comment sections, particularly that of eBaum Raid, though these comments no longer exist. However, around this time, something else interesting was happening. eBaum Raid told users to get Something Awful on board, but a Something Awful account costs $10 and ain't nobody paying for that. Don't get me wrong, I was able to find some buzz about it, but while some members did participate, it probably wasn't on the scale Rambunctious Pie had hoped for. I will note, however, that I found a January 8th post on Something Awful claiming there'd been like 18 threads about YTM&D Day. I personally didn't find anywhere close to that many, so it's possible that some were deleted or I just missed them somehow. Either way, a site that seems to have participated far more is, ironically, one that spawns directly from Something Awful. 4chan, specifically their random board, B. They had just finished raiding an obscure forum called Cutting Buddies. Yes, they raided a self-harm forum. No, this is not even in the top 1,000 worst things 4chan users have done. 4chan around this time has basically no archives. Probably for the best, so we have to go off of secondhand info to find out what happened. One LiveJournal post from a B user reads, quote, "Within an hour, the message had spread to Something Awful, Fark, and of course, 4chan, where I first learned of this cluster. Oh, it was a sight. B was peppered with threads on instruction how to perform a DDoS, and some included file shack links to auto-pinging programs and the like. And what did I do? Laughed, mostly. I'm not all that big on YTM&D, as a good chunk of their content is emancipated from the depths of B, so I thought the situation a tad bit hypocritical. According to this recollection and others, another humor website, Fark, also joins the war, though I wasn't able to verify this. Of course, when I say a website joins the war, it was rarely in any official capacity. Take, for example, Newgrounds. It was apparently flooded with threads telling people either to raid or DDoS eBaum's world. This was so bad that 2 mods started 2 separate threads telling people they'd be banned if they didn't stop making posts about raiding and DDoSing eBaum's world. Another mod recalled the situation, claiming, "We were deleting and banning left and right." I can't say when exactly Newgrounds users got involved, considering most of it was deleted, though it was certainly prior to 11 p.m. According to one testimony, many internet denizens also took to AOL Instant Messenger to plan out their part of the raid in private. Of course, not everyone was patient enough to wait for the deadline. At least one YTM&D'er around this time made a site flexing their ban message. Many others likely did as well, but in case you haven't picked up on the trend yet, like half of all records from this time were purged. The internet is a forever archive, because once it's gone forever! Researching this video was a joy. At 9:43, the eBaum's World Wikipedia page became educational again. During all this, a Something Awful thread had been going on about the aforementioned monkey ball incident, but a goon named Euroni Mousy had long derailed it into talk of YTM&D Day. According to the thread, eBaum's World forum mods were well aware of the upcoming raid. Registration remained open, but people with YTM&D related usernames were being banned en masse. A screenshot most likely taken at 10:14 p.m. shows the eBaum's World forums were already in a dire state. A goon later recalled, "I was there at the time the spamming attacks happened. All of the thread titles were shit like, oh, I don't think I can say this on YouTube." Another screenshot showing the raiders' usernames reveals that at least 2 other forums had joined the raid. Lulinx, and by extension, GameFAQs Luboard. One Lulinx user later wrote, "Oh ho ho, I was part of the attack. Me and a friend, we're cruising his Liulinx account, and a ton of threads started calming up about the war. We went to eBaum's and joined the fight. There was a really nice YTM&D where it showed you how to make a program to ping his servers 5,000 times. We didn't make one, but we're set for any future invasions." You've probably noticed by now that DDoSing was a huge part of YTM&D Day. Every site with moderation was scrambling to get rid of as many DDoS-related posts as they could, while the ones without moderation were filled with instructions on how to do so. According to yet another recollection, by 10:30 the forums were nigh unusably slow. What had once been a group of ragtag dissidents had transformed into an army consisting of over 1,000 spammers, dozens of DDoS attacks, and one unified goal: to mount an onslaught so powerful that the forums collapsed.
That Bumble's hungry.
Don't worry, we've got enough for everyone.
Does your tummy growl like a Bumble? The Rudolph Everyday Value Slam is back. Part of the 5 slams starting at $5 menu. Join Denny's Rewards now.
At 10:47, YTMND user Catwatch posts a database error they received when trying to enter the eBaum's World forums. At the same time, Euroni Mousy writes, "Holy shit! YTMND users managed to crash the eBaum's World forums!" Soon, tons of YTMNDs are made showing the fruits of their trolling, each one proclaiming victory. It's 0 hours to D-Day, and the eBaum's World forums have already been felled. It's about time I'd admit something to you. This is the single hardest video I've ever had to research in my entire life. No, I'm not exaggerating for YouTube retention, and yes, even harder than my 2-hour college thesis paper on the Nintendo GigaLeak. There's no pre-existing comprehensive source on YTMND Day like there was for that video. Thanks, Sylvie, glad you liked it. As far as I know, I'm the first person to research this topic so deeply. On the one hand, I'm honored to push our understanding of internet history forward in my own small way. But on the other hand, this sucks. Oh, Crunchy, it's not that bad. If you're thinking that, no, it is that bad, and the reason why almost solely comes down to these next 2 chapters. It's at this exact point that the timeline becomes borderline impossible to make sense of. There are so many small details with so little evidence available that it's impossible for me to say exactly what happened and when. Just so this video doesn't get hella boring, I'm going to authoritatively regale what I think happened, but just know that evidence for some parts is more scant than others, and if there's anything I'm especially unsure about, I'll try to mention that. Look, all I'm saying is, if you're interested in the finer details of the completely masochistic process this video took to create, I'm going to be doing a director's commentary for it for $5 patrons and above, so if you're into that, be sure to join my Patreon. Anyway, where were we? It didn't take long for the eBaum's World forums to come back up, then go down again. By 11:42, the forums were online again, but closed for public viewing. This could be circumvented by registering an account, but some people reported not getting their activation email, and those that did get through were often banned quickly. Also, apparently they went down yet again, and then back up yet again. While not completely dead, many considered the forum's current state to mean victory. The internet now faced the same conundrum Something Awful had 2 months prior. What next? Well, many YTMNDers were too busy celebrating to care. Euroni Mousy urged goons to spam eBaum's chat box, alleging that Eric himself had written in it, quote, "Your raid sucks." Of course, who knows if that was the real Eric, but people spammed it anyway. Some spammed their emails, others spammed ping. Everyone was spamming something. On January 8th at 12:43 a.m., a goon wrote, "Well, it seems the first casualty is 4chan itself. This implies that 4chan had gone down," which is seemingly corroborated by this LiveJournal entry. Unfortunately, I found no other documentation of this incident, so I can't elucidate further. But if that wasn't mysterious enough, just wait till you see what happened next. At 1:09 a.m., a goon linked ebaumsworld.com/ytmnd.html, remarking, "Hacked? To my knowledge, there is only one surviving archive in the form of a YTMND site showcasing what it contained. A blank canvas with 6 words. YTMND rules! Hacksorted by Evil K!" According to the site's comments, within a few minutes, the text was changed to something along the lines of, "Nuh-uh, YTMND sucks, lol," before being deleted entirely. According to a later statement from eBaum's World themselves, it was likely done by accessing an admin-restricted account. And that's quite literally all the documentation I was able to find regarding this event. Who's Evil K? Who knows? The page was likely only up for a few minutes total, so I suppose it tracks. But equally interesting is the goon who originally linked it. This is Max Goldberg, owner of YTMND.com. This whole time, Max Goldberg had been watching the chaos from afar, making scant comments but largely staying out of it. The war raged on unimpeded through the night and into the morning. No later than 1:45 p.m., Max decided he finally needed to step in. In YTMND's news section, he wrote, "And the complaints come marching in." As many of you have noticed by the anti-E-Baum sentiment, last night things seemed to reach boiling point. I tried to stop this all when it was a snowball, but it just turned into an avalanche. In regards to DDoS, don't do it. It sets a whole new precedent and will not end well. It affects a lot more than just E-Baum's world and really crosses the line. While I never condoned the attacking, I was amazed to see so many communities come together for a vulgar display of power. I think there is something to be said for communities coming together for a common goal, even if it is over something so petty. Soon the YTMND forums will be back up, and I'm sure at that point the E-Baumers will get a chance to strike back at our little community. Until that time, since I know I can't persuade you guys to stop, at least keep it legal. I now have a ton of cleanup work to do. If you see any DDoS or ping-related YTMNDs, please report them. Max. You may have noticed the hyperlinked text in Max's statement. These ones link to E-Baum's World Sucks, while E-Baumers links to the Wikipedia page for homosexuality. Holy shit! Max was correct to call the situation an avalanche, but even though he admitted there was no reining in the situation, he would certainly still try. No later than 3:05 p.m., E-Baum raid was deleted. According to one comment, multiple other raid-related sites had met the same fate. But try as he might, nothing could stymie the internet's fury. It's around this time that the war developed in a particularly strange way.
Take your tunes anywhere with the JBL Grip portable waterproof Bluetooth speaker. Tough, lightweight, and compact. It features 14 hours of battery life, ambient lighting to keep the party going late into the night. It comes in 6 awesome colors. Shop now at sweetwater.com.
Introducing Smart Search from Homes.com. A new way to search the way you speak. Built for every search, from basic to voyeuristic. Whatever you're looking for, find it with Smart Search.
Let me introduce you to the Raids of E-Baum's news page, or for short, Raid News. Raid News was a series of GameFAQs forum posts on the board Random Insanity written by Mythic Knight et al., which attempts to give minute-to-minute updates on everything that happens from this point forward in the E-Baum's World War. This is, without question, the single most valuable source I ever found while researching this topic. That is very sad. First, Raid News is almost exclusively unsourced. At best, it's an extensive written testimony of the events that unfolded during this stage of the war. Okay, but is it at least reliable testimony? I can safely say that I've found out about multiple events first from Raid News before later finding better evidence for them, which gives me some confidence in it. But you have to remember, this was written by GameFAQs users, so children. The standard of evidence here is not exceptionally high. For example, at one point they claimed that YTMND was hacked. I was pretty skeptical, so I emailed Max himself to ask if this was true. It wasn't. There are so many specific sections I could dive into, but I think you get the picture. But hey, at least I can just go on to Random Insanity, find the original posts, and see what the discussion was like, so I can maybe have more of a lead and find more evidence. Right? Right? Except, Random Insanity doesn't keep any archives, and it's locked from public viewing, so the Wayback Machine has all on it. The only reason we even know some of what went on in Random Insanity is because of an archived website which Mythic Knight updated alongside the posts. I stumbled onto this website by complete accident. So, however dubious its reliability is, thank God I did, because as you will quickly come to realize, a lot of what's about to come is based on this one source. Just keep the disclaimer from the beginning of this chapter in mind. Okay, where were we? Right, so Raid News starts with some recap and a list of all the raiding websites, which is much longer than I was able to verify, and I suspect it's rather inflated, but here it is on screen for posterity. Onto the actual news, by 3:17 p.m., 3 GameFAQs boards were actively discussing and participating in the raid. Current events, Random Insanity, and life, the universe, and everything. Rumors spread throughout these boards that an E-Baum's World counterattack was on the horizon. However, the mods had denounced the entire war. But then, for the second time in one day, E-Baum's World was hacked. This time it was their forums. At 6:27 p.m., a YTMNDer posted a screenshot of multiple anti-eBaum's topics stickied in their forums. Judging by the date of the replies, they were likely benign posts which were then edited by the hacker. It's unclear exactly how much power they had, but shortly after this, Raid News reports that the eBaum's World forums have been intermittently redirecting to adult and pornographic websites. At 7:48, the eBaum's World forums went down again. They likely went back up again shortly afterwards, because within 30 minutes, Raid News reported that they were down yet again. At the same time, an entirely different and somehow even more illicit prong of the attack was forming. Raid News reports people not only finding the IP addresses of eBaum's mods in order to DDoS them, but finding the addresses of Eric's relatives, people entirely neutral to the conflict. By 8:26, the eBaum's World forums were opened to the public again, possibly by the hacker. 10 minutes later, they were redirecting to YTMND, then to the Lohan GIF. The redirection is soon fixed, but immediately afterwards, the forums went down yet again. At some point on January 8th, Max reinstated the YTMND forums. In his news post, he'd predicted they'd be raided.